What's up, guys? Back here again today. I guess I lied to you a little bit. The Eclipse is coming back sooner than I thought, just for testing. So today we're going to do a compression test. I'll walk you guys through that with me. I'm going to set you up on the tripod, get her going, kind of talk you guys through what I'm doing just in case you don't know how to. And we'll go from there. Let me set you up and we'll get going. Now that they're out, we're going to start installing the compression tester and then crank it over. One thing I forgot to note, before you do your compression test, most ECUs and even carburetors, if you put your foot to the floor, it won't inject any gas. But as a fail-safe measure, unplug your fuel pump relay, and plug the fuse for it, or unplug your injectors and your coils. That way you don't have any risk of anything happening, just to be safe. So let's get into it officially. Not good, folks. I kind of expected this when I pulled the spark plug yesterday. I was blowing oil out of the first cylinder, and we were at 50. And we just changed the Schrader valve in this, so it shouldn't be losing any compression. Everything is new. So there you have it. Number one, a little under 50. Let's go move to the next. Well, a little over 50 that time. I'm hoping all the cylinders aren't like this, so I can have an accurate representation of the cylinders. Because we did check the Schrader valve, but you never know, it could still be bad. But there you have it, a little over 50 on cylinder number 2. Let's go to the next one. little bitter on cylinder number 3. We're about 70 psi, well 65. Sorry, 65 psi. Cylinder number 3. So you guessed it about number 4. That thing's probably toast too. Just like do that. Get into this. Sorry about the angle, guys. It's a little wonky. Cylinder number 4 is at a little over 170. The only good cylinder left. Let's talk about it a little bit. Well, there you have it, folks. Cylinders 1, 2, and 3 have left the chat. Cylinder 4 is the only good one, which is to be expected. The only crappy thing is that I did a compression test before I installed the Mega Squirt. I can't remember what I did, but I had to take it to work for something. That's what it was. I had to fix some welds on the exhaust, and they look like crap, but FlexCore only gets you so far, especially Harbor Freight. But we did a compression test, and everything was right around 180. So I was like, all right, I got a couple months to beat on this thing, right? Psych. But that's my fault. I sent it with the wastegate not opening. It's just an eBay wastegate, T3, T4 turbo, eBay manifold, cast shitty manifold, mechanical timing tensioner, or timing belt tensioner, Gates timing belt, I guess OEM, because Gates makes OEM and it's not the blue belt, BC Stage 2 racing cams, and I was like, alright, I got a little bit before this thing blows. Well, like, I'll just give you a little hint. I probably hit 15, so don't do it. If you want an easier platform, 4G63 is the way to go. If you want a learning experience, and a good learning experience and something that you literally just throw at parts and it goes faster, would be the 4G63 like John has. I had one, if you look back, or let me just turn you to me. If you look back at my old videos, I had a 92 Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive. I was probably pushing about 30, 35 pounds of boost. Really crappy setup, eBay ram horn manifold, Evo 9 or an Evo 8 turbo, I can't remember. Straight piped, only with a muffler. Honeycomb mod for the airbox, if you guys know about that. K&N air filter. Or a manual boost controller on a stock ECU, and let me tell you, that thing was nuts, and it's so cheap to make power. John's here. Obviously the engine is out. If you guys want to check up on that, it is out, but John's only had BC Stage 2 cams in his as well. Internally, flat top pistons from an NA, that big ass gaudy turbo that doesn't spool up to 3,500 RPMs. Straight piped exhaust other than the muffler. There's probably some other things I'm missing. I mean, the whole fuel system is done. It's got a bigger fuel pump. This crap right here, I can't remember what it's called, but it's got an aftermarket regulator, all 6-bolt. I mean, the thing was nuts when it ran. Thing was nuts, and hopefully we'll have that back going soon. But I haven't decided yet if I'm going to add the cylinder leak down test to this video or not, or if I'm just going to make 2 separate videos teaching you guys how to do it, kind of giving you a rundown on how this works. Just little odds and ends to note for a compression test. Really, it's just as simple as it sounds. Some way to see if you have lost compression, on why your engine isn't as healthy as it should be. And then the fact of doing a wet and dry test is a giveaway on if your rings are bad or if you should go further and do a leak down test. I'm going to do a leak down test because I'm curious. Like, I'm pretty sure I cracked the pistons or I blew out a ring. But just to be on the safe side, we'll check it, get into it a little bit more. It'll be an interesting video. But generally, you can rent cylinder leak down testers from AutoZone, Advanced, all the little parts stores. You do have to pay a deposit that you get back when you bring back the tool. Don't go cheap. The Harbor Freights, it worked for me twice. And then I bought one from AutoZone. We tried a compression test yesterday, which is why it didn't go on the video yesterday. That thing was ass. It didn't work. My buddy had a Snap-on one that he let me borrow to test it, and thankfully we just replaced the Schrader valves because I had another engine at work that had to, or well, scratch that, needed to be tested because the customer thought that he was losing compression when in all actuality his coil was going bad. So I tested it to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I know this compression tester is good. But on that note, guys, thanks for tuning in. At least one more video. Maybe I'll put the fuel pump in and take you guys along just to have it in there for when it's going again. I've got an oil pressure gauge I need to hook in. I've got the 3-pod A-pillar from GlowShift. I still need to hook in the AFR gauge, the boost controller, or the boost gauge, and the oil pressure gauge. Hook that in there. I have a short throw shifter. I have some coilovers. So maybe we'll keep it around, like try and keep it on the channel even though it isn't on the road. But thanks again for tuning in, guys. Hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully you got a kick out of my engine being bad. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good day.